Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we collected all the Poe souls and we completed the Cave of Ordeals, and that was pretty much it. So we are basically done with all of the main side quests in the game, ready to go to Hyrule Castle and take on the final boss. But before we do that, I'd like to collect my reward for getting all the Poes. We could turn Giovanni back into a human being again from solid gold.
You did it! Look at me! I'm back to my old self again! Thanks to you, everything in my life is coming up roses. Ha ha ha! Oh, of course, I need to thank you. Please accept this.
And you get a silver rupee, which is worth 200 rupees.
Alright, I need to let my girlfriend know that I'm back.
And not only do we get a splendid silver rupee, we also have the ability to come back anytime we like, I believe, and we can collect another silver rupee. So, all in all, that's a pretty swell reward, though at this point in the game we really don't need rupees for anything besides our magic armor. So, I mean, we could have come up with something better, but it's not really any different from Ocarina of Time's reward for getting all the Skulltulas. I think you get like a gold rupee, and you can come back and keep getting gold rupees, so nothing really all too different here. Now that that's out of the way, and I've shown that off, we are going to go to Hyrule Castle. And, like I said before, take on the final boss. There's nothing really left for us to do, besides roll goal, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. Right now, just go right up to the front gates of Hyrule Castle, and we'll see how our good friend Midna decides to handle this barrier. I like it so far. Midna slapping herself repeatedly into walls. That's solid. Dislike! Holy shit. That is a giant Midna spider thing. That is definite dislike. Midna, if you were a comment on YouTube, you would get a thumbs down. Did you really need to turn into a giant spider thing just for that? You slammed one of your legs into the barrier and it broke. That's all you did. There was no need for a giant spider transformation there, Midna. But alas, Hyrule Castle is now back open to us, and we can explore the full extent of it. Only this time we're not really going to be going on the rooftop. Or the rooftops. We are going to go straight inside the front gates, and we'll find that Ganondorf, I'm not spoiling anything now, it's pretty much revealed that he's taken over, but yeah, it's pretty much been overrun by Ganondorf, and so it's crawling with enemies and all sorts of dastardly traps, and birds. Yes, don't forget the birds. So now we're going to make our way to the top floor, but before we can do that, we are going to have to, well, you can go either left or right at this point. The front gates, or the front door of the actual interior to the castle is locked right now, so we're going to need to get a key. But luckily there are 2 keys you can get out here in Hyrule Field. One of them I believe might actually be optional. Not too sure about that. I think so. Because I think there's an extra door right before the boss door, but more on that once I actually get there. But right here we have, before we can enter the eastern wing of the courtyard, we're going to have to deal with a few enemies. You get this barrier around you, and you really have no choice but to fight off all these enemies. So you got to deal with them, but it's not so bad. They're pretty easy. And the Great Spin would probably be pretty useful here, only I took some damage. But now I can do it again. I don't know if I've actually really shown it off. It's nothing too spectacular, but okay, Glenn, why aren't you doing it? I'll just do it this way. I mean, it doesn't look that much more spectacular than a standard spin attack, but you know, why not? If you've got full health, might as well make the best use of it. Shut up, bird! Shut up! Oh my god. Do I have to get out? Do I have to go out there? Oh my god, I will climb out my window and destroy those birds. Not really, though. I'm not a bird murderer. I don't torture small animals. I'm not a sick, twisted bastard. I'm getting fire arrows shot at me, though. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't torture small animals. Leave me alone. Tortured old pink grandma things. Alright, well, I'm gonna go over here now, and hopefully that arrow's gonna miss me, and I'm gonna try and snipe you. But I'm going to fail, but I'm still gonna hit you before your fire arrow can reach me. Okay, let's take that guy out. I'm just such a hardcore sniper. Except this control stick, you press it like a little bit and it goes all the way. Link does like a 180 turn. Alright, well, we need to find a boar right now. Let's go boar hunting. Well, there's a boar right here, yes. Okay, and we're just gonna use this to barrel straight through the gates. That's fun. I'm glad they put that in there. That was totally necessary. And one thing I did not know, you can actually, that was a poor example, but you can actually barrel down those giant tower things, which is pretty awesome, especially if there's something like an enemy on top of it, because then it's just like, you're standing all high and mighty on top of this giant pillar thing, and then I just mow you down with a boar. It's tough to get raped more than that, folks. Well, anyway, here we are at this gate thing with the treasure chest behind it. And no, there's no key in there. I always get kind of, well, not stuck at this part, but I often forget that there's another part to this that's kind of obscure. But more on that in a minute. You can use your Gale Boomerang to get rid of all these leaves if you want. I think you could also dig them up. What do you have to say, Midnight? Aren't you curious what's on the other side of this wall, Kevin? There might be a way in. Want to check it out? Oh, that's why I was always getting confused, because I always thought she meant this wall. I'm like, well, yeah, there's a gate there. You don't tell me that for every single like locked door I ever find. Hey, Kevin, this door is locked. Don't you wonder what's on the other side? Like, no, it's actually pointing to a secret over there, which I just kind of realized. But there's also a pattern on the floor here for unlocking this gate, but there's no key there, so it's not that important. And I think we actually have to do the pattern this way. What is it again? Because I always mess it up my first time. Okay, so it's like that, then that. Alright, I got it now. It's like that, the boss key of the very first temple, the Forest Temple, where you had to hit them in the right order. And this time, I got my first try. Nice! Nice! And this will not be a key, but we're gonna pick it up anyway, because I think it's like a compass or a map or something important like that. Yep, we got the dungeon map, so that's fantastic. But that's not what we came here for. If you want a quick kind of shortcut back to the main area, the entrance area, place thing. But first we need an important cutscene of getting a blue rupee. But climb up that ladder if you want to get back. But there's something we can do still, and it involves getting rid of these leaves. Let me just turn the lights on because I feel like this would be faster. Yes, yes, much faster. Even though I don't even. Right here. That's where we need to dig. Dig, 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 dig. Dig. Be like standing exactly at the right spot. Meh. This should not be difficult. Thank you. The main puzzle of Hyrule Castle is digging into that hole. And now it's mysteriously raining. Unless it was raining before and I just didn't notice. I guess it's more noticeable now because it's darker or some shit. I really don't know. I know that there are plenty of enemies in this area that are quite annoying to take out, though. No, so, okay, what are you gonna do? Throw a skull at them, Link? Oof. They're threatening. They are skeletons. I don't know if that would be very intimidating. I mean, if you threw a skeleton at me, or a skull at me, I'd probably do whatever it is you wanted me to do. But, I don't know how effective it's going to be against something that's already a skeleton. Well, I'm not going to use bomblings on this guy, that's for sure. Bomblings is kind of useless. I mean, maybe if they programmed a spot in this game where they'd actually be useful, like bomb shoes, there are a few times where they were actually useful in Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Whereas in this game, there's no real point in getting bomblings. Now, if you read these tombstone thingies, they will give you some helpful tips. Oh, hi. But you really don't need them if you know what you're doing. Which I do. I've just been kind of going around killing the enemies because I know they're going to get in my way if I don't do it now. I always get those guys mixed up with the Redeads. I'm not sure which one you have to kill with the bombs. I think it was those guys, though. Because I remember in the Cave of Ordeals, there was a point where, I needed, no, wait, I don't need to take this up. There was a point where, I encountered, like, a Redead, and there was a room with a bunch of Redeads. Back. And, I was using bomb arrows on them, and I didn't have that many left, and I was like, oh, I have just enough. And then one more popped out, and I was like, oh, shit. Do I need bombs to kill these guys? And then I just killed them with my sword. I was like, oh, phew, that was close. So I'm guessing that isn't the enemy that you need the bombs to kill, but I'm pretty sure there was one type of enemy that you needed to kill with bombs. Otherwise, they'd just keep respawning. But anyway, if you destroy that block, and you'll uncover a switch, which will open this gate, which will give you some nice oil, and it'll also give you a few treasure chests. And you can also stop the rain by lighting up that one torch, which I don't know, that doesn't make any sense to me. But it's important because if you try to light... Okay, never mind, that's... Oh, cool! Nice, rain. Awesome! Fucking great. Also happened to practice run. I don't know why. First time I always just seem to mess up. I guess I'm not going quickly enough. I even ignored the treasure chests and everything. Might as well pick them up now, though. Even though we're gonna get a shitload of money right before the boss door. Oh, that green rupee. It really needed its own treasure chest. The treasure chest costed more probably than the actual rupee itself. I don't know where they get all these treasure chests, or why they felt the need to scatter them across the kingdom, you know, but whatever. Well, I should actually probably light up the torch. That'd be a good idea. Alright, so we're gonna light that up. It stops the rain. Then you gotta barrel over here as quickly as possible. And you gotta light these torches, because your torch does, or your, what is it? Your lantern doesn't work in the rain. That was not the button you need to press, Link. And you'll open up this gate, which you're gonna need to use your Dominion Rod for. Or, well, you'll have to use it for the statues on the side. And why do you need these statues, dare I ask? Well, you have to bring them all the way over here. Okay, Link, a little tricky maneuvering there. Bring them all the way to the southern wall, and there'll be these little indentations in the ground, and that's where you gotta bring the two statues. Luckily, this gate doesn't close, even though the torches were put out. And we're gonna need these as platforms to hop across to a treasure chest that I believe contains a key. One of two keys out here in the courtyard. So this puzzle, it's not too bad, but it's really the only puzzle to be found, quite frankly, at this point. It's the only puzzle really left in the courtyard. Because the other one is just kind of fighting an enemy, I think, and then he just drops a key. So not really as much detail put into it as this wing of the castle, but I don't even know if Miyamoto expects you to find this key in a standard playthrough, because it's somewhat hidden, even though Midna blatantly points out that you're supposed to go behind that wall. But there is an extra door that's only available with an extra key. You don't. There's an optional door, optional lock door. That's what I'm trying to say here. So would this be the optional key? I don't know. Actually, that is not everything, Midna. Stupid whore. Oh my god. There's actually another key out in the courtyard. Maybe that's further implications that Miyamoto only expects you to get the first key on your standard run. Or maybe she's just telling us to get out of this area of the courtyard. I don't really know. How'd I get in here? Weren't there like skeletons pointing to the exit? Sure enough, the exit is right next to this place. And I'm an idiot. Or not realizing that. Sad face. Well, that was kind of dumb. But we are now going to head back to the main area of the castle. Or the front area-ish. And in the next episode we'll probably deal with the other wing. And then making our way to Ganondorf himself. Because the rest of the castle isn't really all that long. This is probably that was probably the longest, maybe most difficult part. So once you get past that, it's really not too tough. So if you climb up that ladder, you can make your way along this balcony here, and you can avoid all those enemies shooting fire arrows at you, except you kind of get dropped off over here, but whatever. And this is going to contain rubies that I cannot fit in my wallet, right? Yep, in fact. Okay, well, I guess they don't make you put it back if it's something insignificant like the yellow rupee. But, with, oh, I know for sure, with, more valuable rupees, you have to put them back. I don't know why that is. I mean, it should apply to all rupees, or none of the rupees, not some of the rupees, the more valuable rupees. But whatever. You would have. So, anyway, I am Shadow Productions. Thank you very much for watching, and in the next episode, we will likely tackle the rest of Hyrule Castle, and we'll also fight all these monsters. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.